Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Grand Tournament. We're back with some pack openings, and we're eagerly awaiting our second legendary. So, we've got 10 packs, but we're only going to do 5 this episode. So let's just place our first one, and let's see what we start with. Now, as normal, we'll go to the top and turn it over. That's one of our favourites, the Silver Hand Regent. 3 mana for a 3/3, but with a great Inspire, summon a 1/1 Silver Hand Recruit. So as you remember, Inspire is a ability that activates after you use your hero power. So anytime you use your hero power, you get a Silver Hand Recruit, which is the same as what you get from a Paladin ability. So we're moving now on to our next card and turn it over. We get a 1 mana, 2/1 with Taunt, a tournament attendee. Now, a 1 mana Taunt isn't very good. So really, it might be useful to help stop an early 3/2, for example, because of the 2 damage and Taunt. But it's just far too susceptible to hero powers, such as the Mage's Fireball, Fire Blast, and the Druid's attack. So really, I can't see this card ever really being used. Now we go to our next one, and it's not a legendary, but it is an epic. So I'll move over that one, and we get a Wild Walker. Now I've seen this a couple of times already. Gives a friendly beast, and again that can be Druid forms plus 3 health. So it's a 4 mana for 4/4, which can buff up another minion, but you would have to have a beast or a Druid form available. It's okay, but I think there's better options. Now we can find a blue rare card here. So we didn't get a legendary, but we do have a rare and an epic. So we get a Tusker Jouster. Now it feels like it's been a while since we've seen one of these, but yeah, we have had a few. So this poor chap, or maybe one of his friends, will be broken down to dust. It's a solid enough body, but for 5 mana, a 3/3 antique heal bot, you're guaranteed to get 8 health. So this could just be a 5 for 5/5. Because, you know, at one time that you desperately do need to be health, is one time you're guaranteed to draw a 1 or 2 cost minion. And keep in mind as well that you only have a certain number of, you know, heavy cost or high mana cards, and because that's a 5 mana one, there's a fairly good chance that that's a 5 mana minion that's already been used up, so it might not be the odds are in your favour for that. So let's go back to our purple epic card. There's something satisfying about seeing that purple. Do we have any ideas what it could be? Could it potentially be a Dreadsteed? Could it be a golden mage card? Let's turn it over and find out. Wow, it's a golden shaman card. Elemental Destruction. Deals 4 to 5 damage to all minions, so that'll include yours, overload 5. So that pretty much wipes out your next turn. However, it's only on the following turn, so you need to make sure you have some mana spare. So you cast this, remove the basically almost anything, play perhaps a feral spirit, or why not get them out there. It gives you a couple of taunts, because your next turn you're pretty much wiped out. It's golden though, which is wonderful. It's a really, really nice effect there, coming all with the blasts. Is it a good card though? I'm not sure. Maybe you'd have one in your deck as again, a board clear to help try and, you know, remove things, but otherwise I'm not sure it would be used. I might use it though, just because it's golden. So that was our first pack. We've already got a golden epic. Let's see what we get in pack number 2. So we'll just open up, and then a familiar spot, we see another tournament attendee. 2/1 taunt for all classes and only 1 mana. So we've seen this person, so I'll just skip on. And this will be a rare. So I'll leave this one for now, and I'll move over and get a Holy Champion. Now we've already had a couple of these, so it's a 4 mana for 3/5. Whenever character is healed, gain +2 attack. I think for a priest that is an incredibly powerful card. I'd say it's one of the better cards for priests. That 4 mana mark tends to be a fairly good place for cards as well for them, I think. So if we move up now to our next card, it's another uncommon. Let's have a look at Warhorse Trainer. 3 mana for 2/4. Your Silverhand recruits have +1 attack. So you could combine that with obviously a Paladin power, and there's a few other cards which can generate Silverhand recruits as well. So that's a fairly solid card, especially for Paladins that might want to pump out a lot of Silverhand recruits there. So if we go to our next card, it's not a legendary. We're still waiting for that second one. Turn it over, and you get the perfect combination for a Paladin. You play this, and you play that, and hopefully you start to generate, or vice versa I suppose, but it's always easier supposed to put that one out first. And lots of high cost minions there. High cost, 2/1 minions, so it's not a huge amount, but certainly you'll find out that it does tend to overwhelm the opponent, especially if, you know, you're getting 2 each turn out. So we have our last card in this pack, and it is a rare. Let's turn it over and find out what we have. Now this is Polymorph Boar. We've seen this one before. Transforms a minion into a 4/2 boar with charge. Good. I mean, it gives you a 4/2 boar with charge. So even if you summon a minion, which is maybe only, for example, if you have a tournament attendee there, you've played it, you could turn it into a boar and charge in. So I think that could be a decent card. Again, it also gives you the ability to take down an opponent's bigger creature who might only have 2 health, or may have like 8 health or 9 health, and you can bring it down to a simple 2. So we're done with that pack, and we'll pop open a third pack and a bit of confetti there drifting past. So we'll open and we get our old favourite, the Frigid Snowbolt. 4 mana for 2/6, spell damage +1. If I could make a deck just filled with snowballs, I think I'd be pretty close to being able to manage it now. So this is another uncommon card. Power Word Glory. Now we've seen that card before. It looks to be a fairly solid card in my opinion. You pretty much wipe out an opponent's minion. He's forced to waste it, so he can't attack you with it if it's a low damage minion. So he has to just sit there and unfortunately not do a lot. You might be able to just wipe it off against another one of your minions, but otherwise, good way to lock down a minion. Now the top left corner here. Tusker Totemic. Battle cry, summon any random totem. 3 mana for 3/2, but you do get a random totem. Again, that's a very, very, very good card. Because it's only a 3/2, your standard cost would be 2 mana. But the fact that you actually get a free totem, I mean, it could be anything, but still, that, in a worst case scenario, it's a 1/1. So that is a really, really good card. Just a very, very solid card. Now this is our rare at the top, and this is the uncommon. So again, it's a Wild Walker. We've seen a couple of them recently, so I won't go into too much details. 4 for 4/4, gives a friendly beast or a druid +3 health. So this is our rare card. Any bets? Any guesses? I think it shall be a Hunter rare card. No, it's a neutral one. Let's have a look. It's a new one, I think. So costs 3, Fencing Coach, 2 power, 2 health, Battle Cry. The next time you use your hero power, it costs 2 less. So that basically gives you a free use of the hero power. Now that could be pretty good. I can see it being useful for... I really think it's better for warlocks and hunters. Hunters, you'll get your 2 damage straight to your face, so it's a 2/2 and 2 damage to opponent. Warlocks, it's a 2/2, 2 life, but a free card draw, so that's not too bad a card. Again, I could see that being used in warlocks and hunters. So we're edging closer here. Pack number 4. We're still waiting for that legendary, but it's not in our lucky bottom left corner. We do have one up here at the top, though. It's not a legendary, but just a regular uncommon in its Flame Lance. Far over cost, far too much damage. You're never going to use it. If it was maybe 3 mana for, well, I think 3 mana for 4 is Shadow Bolt, and that's 4 damage, and that's enough. 5 is just overkill. So at the top, we get our Brave Archer. Again, we've seen this one a couple of times before. I don't personally rate it, as it's probably going to get played fairly early on, and if it's getting played later on, so you can actually make use of the 2 extra damage, it's only going to last a turn at most, and you're going to have no cards in your hand as well, so I don't rate this card. Well, I think we found something interesting here. So let's open this one. Orgrimmar Aspirant. Inspire, give your weapon +1 attack. I think that could be really useful if you have, for example, on turn 2 you can play Fiery War Axe. If you know you have this, play it. It's a free body, but you've immediately got a 4/2 axe. It's a good card, it's solid. Decent enough body. It's going to trade badly against a free 2 for 2 mana, but otherwise I could see that being used definitely in... actually no, of course it's Inspire, isn't it? Ah yes, that's right. So in theory you could just slowly build up your weapon. So that's actually Inspire, it's not a battle cry. So anytime you're using your hero ability, which is armoring up, you're giving your weapon +1 attack. If your opponent doesn't actually have a way to get rid of this card, or a way to get rid of the weapon, you could start to, after 3 or 4 turns, I mean, especially in a control warrior deck, which does tend to go to turn 8, 9, 10ish, you could suddenly find yourself with facing a weapon. It's just fairly hefty. So we'll go back to our rare card then. Let's see what it is. I'm sure you're keen to find out. So that's the Thunderpluff Valiant. In effect, it's the shaman version of the Orgrimmar Aspirant. Gives your totems +2 attack. I really like this card. 5 mana for a 3/6. It's good, it's going to hold itself, it's not going to get removed without a concerted effort. And just the fact that your Spire gives your totems +2 attack is absolutely amazing. I think that's a really solid card. But we seem to have a problem. We have a legendary card which needs to be opened up. Do you have any thoughts on what it could be? Now we have seen our previous legendary was a new Barak, a rogue legendary. So there's a few options this could be. I've seen a couple of legendaries available. Some, like the Hunter one, aren't so great, and there's some that are fairly amazing, like Varian Rin, that's a warrior one. So we've got Mage, Hunter, Shaman and Warrior there. I think it's going to be our Druid legendary. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale. And turn it over. So it's a Priest, Confessor, Patris. Inspire, summon a random legendary minion. Wow, that looks to be really solid. I mean, you're needing to play it on turn 9 to make use of it. Get the 9 mana for 2 legendary minions, but that could be a really good card. There's low health, which is going to suffer from, and you need to make sure it's protected somehow. I mean, there might be ways around that one, but definitely having the Inspire, summoning a random legendary minion, if that can stay on a board for 1 or 2 turns, potentially, that could get really powerful. Just constantly summoning legendaries. Is it a game changer? It depends, because again, you need to be playing on turn 9, because you need to be able to summon another one afterwards, otherwise it is just going to die. And again, it could depend. You might only get Falmos, for example, that's a 1/1, and I don't think you'd actually get a card draw from it. But I like that, and I think we're definitely going to see her getting played. So on to the final card of the day. 5 cards to pop open. we'll start with a uncommon. We see a King's Relic. We've seen this guy before. Solid card. You know, but battle try. It might be one of these revealing minions, but the good thing is you actually get to draw it. So that could be, I think it is a fairly solid card. Now we'll move up to our next uncommon. Power Word Glory. 1 mana, choose a minion. Whenever it attacks, restore 4 health to your heal. We've seen a couple of these recently. Don't need to go into too much details about it, but needless to say, it looks to be a good card, a fairly decent card anyway. Now, we have a Druid of the Sabre. That's a 2-1 charge, or a 3-2 stealth for 2 mana. The 3-2 stealth is definitely worth it. The 2-1 with charge, not so worth it, but you know, it might be needed in a last gasp situation. Now we go into our rare, but we'll skip that and go to our uncommon. And we find Mukla's Champion. 5 for 4/3. Has a very good Inspire, gives our other minions +1/+1, but that 5 cost and the 3 life on it means that it's probably not going to get played as often as you'd like, unless it's a very heavy kind of deck which can protect it, such as taunts, or you just have a lot of minions out there that you can either buff it up or protect it. So let's have a look. Of course, turn 7 onwards you're going to be getting use of that one. But let's see here. So this is our final card for the day. And it is an Injured Cavalier. Second one we've seen is a 2-1 for 1 mana, because it has been damaged, but you can heal that damage back up. Well, there you go, guys and girls. That's been a legendary pack opening. Thanks very much for watching it. Take care, and we'll see you next time at the Grand Tournament. Bye bye.